I'm doing a lot of get unreadies with me, so let's do a get ready with me. I wanted to highlight the power of prayer and persistent prayer. I also want to recognize all the glory is going back to God. Any story that I'm testifying about, the Lord uses me as a vessel, and I'm thankful and honored that the Lord uses me to help him do kingdom work. I have 4 older sisters. They're only 14 years older than me. Backtrack. I also want to highlight, I believe that core foundational things that you do in having a relationship with Christ, those 4 being reading your Bible, worshiping, praying. Those are kind of the basic 3 that you often hear a lot about. But one thing that's so biblical is testifying, telling people about the good news, telling people about the good news in your life. It's biblical. There's no such thing as a quiet Christian. Back in 2021, my dad passed away. My middle sisters at the time, they always have known who Jesus is, weren't always practicing, if not going against it, turned God away and opened up doors to the enemy. When my dad passed away, that was something that really took us all by surprise. Even though my dad passing away was one of the hardest things I've ever had to go through in my life, and same with my sisters, it definitely opened up a door, which is my sisters growing more curious about who the Lord is. I've prayed for my sisters, them falling in love with Jesus, having a relationship with Jesus. So my dad passed away September 21, and I believe it was that following March, so March 22, 2 of my sisters, my brother-in-law, and some of my nieces and nephews decided to get baptized. I had the amazing opportunity to not only see the fruit, help pour into my sisters, but I was given the opportunity to help baptize every single one of those people who decided to declare their faith to Christ. This was a huge step for them to say, I'm not only gonna say I believe in Jesus, but I'm gonna start pursuing a relationship with Christ. That just goes to show, even when I was a young middle schooler, praying for my sisters to come to Christ, praying for my nieces and nephews to know who Jesus was the way that I did, he began through brokenness to write their story. That being said, I'll take away 2 things. The Lord doesn't just ask you to do something or doesn't lay someone on your heart for a funny reason. He wants you to be persistent and pray for that. God's not a God of coincidence. He's a God of intentionality. The second thing I'll say is, after God does something in your life, or even in that waiting season when it's not making sense, tell people what God's doing in your life. But I wanted to testify on that to help encourage. If you have something like that, drop it in the comments or go share with someone in your life something that God's doing. Bye.